Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearthed. So, what are some things you do when you're just having those moments where you're going through the motions? I found myself having one of those moments today. Um, you know, real time. This is June 2024. Just like just about everyone else out here in the States, from what it seems, dealing with pretty much drought. We get something like this similar almost every summer, but it's June and we're dealing with this now. So it is definitely frustrating that we're already dealing with drought, lawns are dry. We went from one of the craziest springs where grass was growing nonstop. And this is why I didn't complain when that was happening, because there's always a time in the summer like now where it's dry, burnt up, and not really growing. So I found myself getting frustrated, just for me to keep it 100% with y'all. I was doing the invoicing for the month, and it's not where I would like it to be. Don't get me wrong, some of the projects, I've been able to sell through the spring has helped out, but the invoicing for this month obviously slowed down because we're having to skip a lot of properties. And as you know, this is the one situation where I would say it is beneficial that I am solo, because I would hate to have an employee or employees that I'm trying to keep working, throughout this time. Because or so, last week and then starting this week, today's Monday, real time, I've been getting off at 12, 1 o'clock, which I love it because the kids are off. But it's literally been because it's so hot and dry that you're either skipping lawns or you're going to the lawn and putting one pass on, which is another reason why you should keep your blade sharp. And doing very minimal, if any, trimming at all. And then you have certain clients reaching out and saying, hey, my yard does not need a cut. And you can't argue with them because it's true. It's dry. So it's like, okay, well, guess I'm not cutting you either. So what are some things you do in these situations? I know for me personally, as we speak, real time, I'm standing in my garage, aka my shop. So most who don't know how my setup is, I do run my business out of my house. Technically not. We have two driveways at my house. The driveway on one side is my wife's side / our personal side. The driveway on the left side of the house actually goes all the way back to a 2-car detached garage. So it's not even attached to the house. So the left driveway is strictly for Lawn Do Lawn Maintenance LLC. And then the garage is my shop. Of course, it's a couple little personal things in here like bicycles, my motorcycle, ATV. But I guess you could say our little in-home gym. But other than that, it's like 90% business in here. But I'm out here at 9 o'clock at night simply because, I was having a moment. I'm sitting here going through upsells for the summer or people that I need to reach out to and see if they, would like to go over their estimate or anything like that. Things I do when I notice the invoicing isn't where I need it to be or where I would like it to be. I don't sit around and, get upset. Usually I more so see what I can do as a solution finder. So when I have those moments where it's real tough, man, I love spending time with fam. But when it comes to the moments where you're kind of, I'm not going to say wonder why you're doing it, because my family is also my why. But when you're wondering why you're in this field, these are the moments where I need to come out to this garage, aka my shop. Now, don't get me wrong, I keep a lot of equipment throughout different spots, like box truck. I have my current mowing set up on the open trailer because my box truck is still at the shop, but I do have equipment in there. Um, I say all that to say I don't have everything in this garage, but I do have all of my miscellaneous stuff. Like as we speak, I'm standing on the platform of my 61 ZK, which is in the back of the shop. I just swapped it for the 72 earlier. So I'm looking around right now. I'm looking at my little area where I do fabricating and mechanic work. I'm looking at the area where we have our heat press that we just got. You know, one of my brothers gave me that because he knew we could use it. I still haven't gotten a chance to use that. I'm looking straight ahead at the mini skid steer in front of me. Looking to the left of that, see the motorcycle. But I'm not going to sit here and list every piece of whatever that's out here, which changes because, like I said, different jobs require different things. So at any point in time, it changes. But I'm looking at the various equipment out here, is all I'm trying to say. And some will go, how does that make you feel better? It makes me feel better because I know where I started. I know where I started. I started with stuff that broke down all the time. I didn't start with anything that is in the shop right now except maybe a push mower, which, by the way, my original mower that I started lawn maintenance with at the age of 7 years old is up in the front corner of this shop that I do plan to restore one of these days. My parents finally retired that mower because they were still using it as their mower years ago. I since, taken over. I cut their front yard. My dad still likes to cut his backyard, so we got a battery mower for that. Either which way, I have my original mower up there. That is the only thing in this shop that I can sit here and say I had from the beginning. But when I look at this equipment out here, I don't get overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, the amount of debt and whatever it took to get a lot of stuff. It's not how I look at it. I look at it as I worked so doggone hard, man, to get to where I am right now. And I've earned this. I've freaking earned this, man. So, I know you can hear the emotion in my voice right now. But I know where I came from, man. So, yeah, I have some problems today, that I need to find solutions to. But I feel like the more successful you get in business, the bigger the problems become. And that is definitely the truth. I remember, I'm looking at my debris loader right now. I remember times where we had big piles of leaves that we needed to drag tarps onto a trailer and then blow it off at the landfill. Now I can use a debris loader, load it up into the truck, or even vac it up with the right mower with the bagging system, and then just go to dump and hit the dump button with the doggone dump trailer. I'm looking at this stand-on aerator. Years I spent with walk behind aerators. I had one we bought that was an old golf course aerator. We got ripped off on that, man. I got through half a yard, and that was it. Then everything on it broke. Aerator we bought to that, it kept breaking on us all the time, but it was enough to get the job done. Then we finally got a LA5 Ryan Easy Steer, which we still have to this day. And the next year we got the stand-on aerator, and we haven't looked back since. Aerating has become easier. Being able to ride and spray on a ride-on spreader sprayer compared to pulling hose, my bad, not even that. Using a backpack sprayer in a push spreader. That's the way I started out. So I can sit here and say I've earned everything. I've earned everything just off of hard work. So when I have these tough times where I'm trying to figure things out on a business perspective, because don't get it twisted, my priorities are straight. My family's always going to be first. So when I think about business, I think about how I need to provide for my family. And when I feel like I'm not doing that the way I would like to be doing that, that's when I get frustrated. So to come out here, it reminds me of Remember the Titans when Denzel Washington playing Coach Boone stood out on the field and said, "This is my sanctuary." It was before the game. Well, when I need a moment, this is my sanctuary coming out here. It always has been that way. This is my sanctuary. Coming out here and remembering my humble beginnings. And thanking God who has blessed me every step of the way to get to where I am right now. Trust me, I'm not finished. We're only beginning. I'm going to keep saying that. I vision so many things changing. So many things changing. And it's going to happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So everybody better get used to the name. We've been out here for a minute. But better get used to that name. I've been doing this since I was 7. I am 35 years old now. You do the math on that one. And I can sit here and say I'm just getting started. It's sad it took me so long to learn a lot of things I know now. And that's why I do this podcast. So I could tell other people, not even tell them, just give advice, give some tips. I'm not somebody trying to sell a program. There's enough people out there doing that. I'm not looking to get paid off none of this. I just would like somebody younger than me, like my boy Jacob out there, Green Branch Landscaping. I look at his age. I look at a guy like Jeremiah Jennings, man, down at Growing Green Lawn Care down there in Alabama. These are guys that are younger. I look at it like I was doing something similar to what I'm doing now at their age, because they're both in their younger 20s. But I didn't go full time till 9 years ago. These guys have already been full time. They're already with bookkeepers and, going to conferences and this, that, and the third. All things that I feel like are great beneficial things now that I'm 35 and I see how a lot of things I'm doing now I could have did differently or I could have just not did. But I'm not even gonna lie. I'm more motivated coming out here looking at where I came from. Doing this podcast right now, talking about where I started, honestly has me fully motivated to go up in here. Hang with the kids a few more minutes before they go off to bed. And then finish my sales. Because that's what I do. And that's how we get it. Y'all take it easy. Be blessed. Peace. Thank you for listening to Lawn Dude Unearthed, where we dive into deep topics, discussing not only the highlight reels, but we talk about the lowlight reels, the struggles, the successes. Anything we want to talk about for today, we will cover on this podcast. Once again, I appreciate you for listening to this. If you can, please give us a 5-star review. We are currently on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, and still working on a few more. Thanks again for listening to us. Y'all be blessed. Peace.